This is Stars and Scopes with your pal Uma Ruby, updated every new and full moon with guidance based on planetary transits in the current sky and extra support from tarot. For accuracy, do listen to your rising sign first if you know it, but do feel free to listen to your sun, moon and rising if you'd like the full picture. If you're loving this work and you've got some coins to spare, throw them in the tin over at buymeacoffee.com/Uma Ruby and you can buy me a coffee. Okay, let's drop into it. Hello Pisces and Pisces risings. Welcome to your horoscope for the new moon in Gemini, happening on the 30th of May. I want to talk to you very quickly about some of the more difficult planetary aspects that are happening in the sky that are sort of affecting this moon, because I'm kind of feeling them now. I've been trying to record these horoscopes for the whole afternoon and I've been tongue-tied and I've been stopping and starting. I was feeling a really beautiful flow the last month, even though the hectic mania of the eclipses were happening all around me. But I committed to this process of recording these horoscopes rather than sort of proofreading and editing them into a written word. I thought that there was a lovely flow. I was getting some great responses from folks that were listening and saying that it was kind of nice to, relax to, or to jog to, or to be on the train with. And for whatever reason, this afternoon, my tongue's been really fat and there's no flow. It's really dried up. But I'm looking at the chart and the first difficult aspect that I can see is Mercury is in Taurus, Pisces' third house of communication, in a square with Saturn in Aquarius in our 12th house of the unconscious. Mercury is also retrograde in this square. So I can relax a bit. Being a Pisces rising, I can look at this and say, eureka, this is why I can't communicate. This is why I am procrastinating in such a hideous way. And it's not procrastination because I've been diligent. I've been sitting here trying, and I just haven't been able to do it. But then I looked at the chart and I was like, okay, there you have it. So I just wanted to get that difficulty out of the way first, because looking at the rest of the chart for this new moon, there is some really lovely energy, some much more productive and much more jubilant stuff going on. So the new moon is happening at 9 degrees in Gemini, which rules our 4th house. I'm going to keep saying our, I'm sorry, but I'm doing Pisces first because, you know me. We are brethren. Gemini rules our 4th house, which is the house of home and stability and family and roots and privacy. And this lunation is in a lovely, gentle sextile with Mars and Jupiter, who are conjunct in Aries. Now, Aries is our 2nd house of material gain and material worth, our talents and our self-confidence. So in that way, the fire of Mars, who's really happy in Aries, really at home, that's the house that they rule and they lord over, it's their dominion. And Jupiter just expands everything that it touches. So that kind of passion and drive is going to affect this lunation, this new moon in Gem, in the home. So looking at that, I wonder what's going on in your home life at the minute. I wonder if there's some wishes or some wants or some progress that you can manifest at this time. I'm going to talk about the tarot cards that are in correlation with the specific degrees as well. So at 9 degrees of Gemini, where the lunation's happening, that's the 8 of Swords. The 8 of Swords is the card of a kind of mental cage, a sort of entrapment in a way. It's kind of feeling stuck and feeling kind of a prisoner of your own mind in some ways. So that sounds difficult, but what can we do with the energy of a new moon in that space? How can we use that to our benefit? And how can we use that to resist against some of this more difficult stuff that's happening with Saturn and Mercury? We can do that by harnessing the power of the 2 of Wands, which is the card of direct action. It's the card of making a plan, of looking out into the future and getting it done. It's Mars's card in Aries. Like, that's in the traditional way of looking at the tarot. The Golden Dawn school of teaching gave planetary aspects in signs to each of the cards. So when the Two of Wands shows up, it is a passion-driven, really confident, direct movement. The best way to move from this Eight of Swords is with the Two of Wands. So that's kind of happening right above our heads. Think about what home means to you, and think about what material gain means to you. For me, it doesn't mean so much. Home means a great deal, but material gain and sort of accruing assets and things like that doesn't really mean that much to me. However, stability and privacy really does, and feeling independent and confident and self-actualized is very important. And for a Pisces, it can sometimes be maybe a more challenging thing to realize, because there is a lot of time that we like to spend staring at our belly button or staring out into the wide open sky. But at a new moon, we get to harness our likeness to all of the different signs. We get to look around and see what particular star sign it's happening in, and really kind of embody that feeling, that personality. So Gemini is really talkative, and Gemini regulates by chatting things out, by sharing ideas and talking about the options. I get a real sense that there's going to be just such incredible shifts and changes and progress when it comes to what you're made of, whatever that means to you, but as far as your self-confidence and who you are, and as far as what you contribute, what active service is yours to give, this is going to be, with Jupiter and Mars there, it's just going to be so beautiful and so passionate and bountiful. So let that egg you on into staking a little bit of claim. There's something that I've been thinking so much about in terms of sovereignty of land, and in terms of not really, it depends on your experience, it's all different for everybody. If you've got an interesting relationship with roots and with grounding and with stability and with home life, I don't know if you're a renter, I know that I am. I know that it's sort of getting quite sort of hairy at the minute with the cost of living rising and all these different things that are going on in our civilization right now. But I want you to really feel secure in some way at this particular lunation. I want you to, at the Gemini new moon, to really call in that sense of privacy and grounding and home time. And if home is on the road for you, then so be it, Like, Gemini is a chatty Cathy. Like, home could be a bunch of different places. But to recognize that sense of privacy is something that you're entitled to as a human being. It's something that you really are deserving of. Recognize that, and know that the planets are on your side, and they're really working to maybe get you out of this cage that the Eight of Swords is kind of showing me. Like, the options may be too much. There may be not many options at the moment, but however, I think that there might be, because if they're not there now, they're definitely coming, because, as I said, Jupiter just bloody expands everything that it touches. And so for Mars to be, in their domicile, in their house, ready to grab that purse by the strings, let's make this happen. Let's build a fire. Now, so that's the sky, and they're the tarot cards for the sky. But I also pulled you a couple of little cards as well, just to sort of use some more intuitive guidance here. But I tell you what, they're kind of speaking back to me what I've just been talking about. I got for you the High Priestess, the Page of Wands, and Judgment. And on the back of the deck sits the King of Pentacles. Now that's a beautiful, grounded, bountiful, generous energy to really sit at the base of this reading. I reckon that the High Priestess is telling you, Pisces, that you've got access to her whenever you need her. She's real proud of you. There's something so silent and knowing about the High Priestess. She's got all of the mysteries in the world in her very being. She doesn't give a lot away for free, and that's something that you maybe sometimes do. But you're learning. And that's really good. And also, when you don't want to give it away, you tend to swim away. So remember the structure that the High Priestess sits between. She's really the master of balancing light and dark. And she's really the master of the greater picture, the greater mysteries of life. I reckon your intuition is dressed up as the High Priestess for this one. And the Page of Wands, talk about Two of Wands energy. This is the student. This is the fresh spark, the kind of young, vibrant, passionate drive that's going to ignite your second house. How are you going to turn a coin? How are you going to turn your energy into King of Pentacles energy? And Judgment's asking you, as a beautiful teacher of mine always says, when she told me what this card really means, I got it. Judgment asked the question, are you going to live a life half-lived? Are you going to censor yourself? Are you going to dumb yourself down or keep quiet or swim away like the little fishy you are? Or are you going to step up like the Page of Wands, like the High Priestess, and start making a roadmap? Where are you going to next? What are you going to draw in, call in, that's going to provide for you and for those that you love and have that sort of sense of stability and privacy and safety? So, final words of advice for you, Pisces. Ritualize this new moon if you'd like. That's a bit of advice from me. I always tend to journal, say a little prayer or two, light a candle, and really just actively on the new moon, call it in. Behave, fantasize as if it's already happened. What do you want to happen next? Because you've got so much power in you. You've got power to shift mountains. And you've got everything that you need to take care of yourself. Never forget that. This is a good one. This is really exciting, Pisces. I can't wait to see what happens for all of us. I'm going to leave this reading here. I'm going to keep these brief again. Please let me know how you liked it. Head over to umaruby.com. You can drop me a little comment. There's an option there that you can connect and just send me a little wish or a message. If you'd like to pop some coins in the pot, as I said in the intro, buymeacoffee.com/umaruby is the place to do it. I've changed the option so it's buying me books because I like to read and I like to look at tarot cards that I can buy from Booktopia, which is an Australian company. All my love, Pisces, new moon blessings, call it in and let me know how you go. Take care. Ta-da.